beautiful as always. Tega, good morning.
Good morning. Where do you see this bright Tega? I'm looking for her. In fact, I've not seen her in 5 years. Where is this bright Tega coming from?
Bright Tega is there. We know she's
You're
there.
speaking in favor. Yeah. Great one in the world of sports. A lot has been going on. In this life, in this life, you only know what you know. I tell people all the time, don't guarantee, don't assume, don't you only know what you know. That's how these PGA tour people now went to do a deal behind the players' backs. This thing is paining me more than the players, but we'll touch on that when we finish. Yes, we'll also talk about Karim Benzema. I say feeling bad that he's collecting Saudi money. I saw his picture when he was signing the contract. Perhaps he was holding back his tears, but all I saw was a very wide smile.
Holding back his tears.
We'll talk about that too. And then we'll also talk about the conference league that's holding tonight.
Yes, conference league final.
Yeah, final is hosting tonight. So we'll talk about all of that in the locker room. But before we do that, here is how you can be a part of the locker room.
Yep. You can send your messages via WhatsApp to us on 0809 The studio line, which we'll open when the time is right, is 014489 And also we are streaming live on YouTube, yes, at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. So join the live stream and drop your comments there as well. We always love to hear from you. Okay. All right, let me just go through the headlines, and so many juicy stories here. Let me start with this one. Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz to meet in semi-finals. Heavyweights. Iga Swiatek and Coco Gauff set for rematch of last year's final in Paris. Blindsided PGA Tour players want answers over merger with LIV Golf. West Ham's Conference League final, biggest moment of Moyes' career. Alexis McAllister, Liverpool medical for midfielder before move from Brighton. Chukwueze is La Liga Santander African MVP award winner. Brazil still targeting Ancelotti as next coach. That's according to the CBF president. And Benzema admits Madrid departure hurts ahead of Saudi switch.
That's my only answer. My only answer is a very loud hiss.
Right, let's begin at Roland Garros in tennis. Top seed Carlos Alcaraz will face Novak Djokovic in the French Open semi-finals after crushing Stefano Tsitsipas to set up the highly anticipated clash.
Crushing is the word. Crushing is the word. It was so bad that he had to. It was so bad that the audience, the fans, they supporting every shot Stefano Tsitsipas took. They started applauding him just so that they will encourage him.
Boost his morale.
Boost his morale. You can't do this, boy. This little boy can't beat you. It was such an emphatic display, and a dominant display by Carlos Alcaraz against one guy that is one of the best on clay in amongst the current ATP top players. Now, yes, Stefano Tsitsipas hasn't won a Grand Slam yet, but yesterday's display was by no means any indication of the talent and the skill that he has. He is amazing. But Carlos Alcaraz made him second guess himself. He was mentally fatigued. He was always a step behind. So he just looked like an amateur, coming up against Carlos Alcaraz, who's maybe 6 years or so younger than he is. So really tough deal for him. I mean, after the match, he was saying stuff like he couldn't sleep earlier on, so he took sleeping pills, and then that also, extended into the match. I was like, guy, no, these not sleeping pills matter. They beat you. Just take it that they beat you. You were well and truly beaten. Everything that Carlos Alcaraz did, even all the flicks and tricks that when you're practicing on court with your coach, you just try out some things, knowing that there are no consequences for your action. Everything entered yesterday, so it wasn't a question of the sleeping pills that he must have taken, whatever it is. Just Tsitsipas, tell yourself the truth. This guy beat you. So you know exactly how to rewatch that match, and then plan your game better. But it was a huge one. But what that did was that has led up to the match that everybody else has been waiting for. The squaring up against Novak Djokovic. Now Novak Djokovic is trying to win the French Open. First of all, to become the only man that has won all the Grand Slams at least 3 times.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, and then he's also trying to be the one with the highest number of Grand Slams. So he has to keep records. Roger Federer had magic. Rafa Nadal had some pizzazz. He has nothing, so he has to have records. That's I tell you, that's what he does, so that he puts himself inside the conversation.
He just seems like there's nothing really remarkable.
There's nothing
about him
There's nothing
like
remarkable
that.
about his tennis, which is why people don't watch it. So, which is why I tell people that you can't say that Novak Djokovic is the greatest tennis player based on results if people are not watching his tennis. If you are the greatest tennis player, people want to watch you play tennis. If you are the greatest basketballer, people love to watch you play basketball. If you are the greatest footballer, people love to watch you
play
football. If people are not loving your tennis, you cannot, if you like, win 50 Grand Slams. You cannot be the greatest tennis player. End of discussion. But when you have those records, you are amongst legendary status. There's no way they will call the records without calling you because you have numbers. But we don't go to watch numbers. We are not nuclear scientists. So, but if he does that, it will be an amazing feat. Just think about it. The only man to win all Grand Slams at least 3 times and then have the highest number of Grand Slams. That puts you in any conversation, about one of the best tennis players ever. So that's what he wants to be put in that conversation.
Yeah, and that is actually mind-boggling that nobody in history has done it. I mean, winning each of the Grand Slams at least 3 times.
Yeah,
some all the great tennis players we've seen.
Some people have done 2. Some people didn't even win 1 Grand Slam before they retired. Maybe they won 3 and they left 1. But he's trying to go 3 times on all surfaces. So amazing feat. But he squares up against a guy that, physically can be challenging, mentally strong guy, but the advantage I would say Djokovic has is he has better control of his shots than Alcaraz has. Sometimes Alcaraz can swing wildly. He's only 20, youthful exuberance. But Novak Djokovic is very controlled. He knows exactly how to place it between the lines. He knows exactly how to calculate to play big points. So is what will make it tricky. But it's interesting to see world number 1 against world number 3. Let's see how it goes. All
right, let's switch over to the women's side of things, where world number 1 Iga Swiatek will face 6th seed Coco Gauff in the French Open quarterfinals on Wednesday. That's today.
Yeah.
In what is a rematch of last year's final?
Yes, unfortunately, Swiatek's ranking hasn't switched from last year. Coco Gauff's has. So makes it a little different for them. That's why they're meeting in the quarterfinals. But if I'm Coco Gauff, it's not. I don't know that I want to show up. I don't advise you to chicken out and be a coward. But if you've squared up against somebody 6 times and you've lost all 6 times, scandalously, it's never even close.
It takes one time. Tega, one time.
I believe you, but that's probably what Maria Sharapova said before Serena Williams beat her 20-something times. You want to be calming down.
Well, give it to Sharapova. She never gave up.
She never.
Give her that.
She just always squared up and always just got beaten. That was sad. It can be tough. And Roddick was asked this because he also faced Roger Federer about 20-something times and lost. And they said, how do you keep showing up? He was like, well, I got to play my game. I just plead a headache and go somewhere else. But yes, it's going to be tough. Now, the good news about Swiatek is that she because she struggled a little bit this year, the best tennis player on the tour happens to be Sabalenka. The second best player is Rybakina, but she had to pull out of the French Open because she fell ill. So on the number of matches they've won this season, and the tournaments too, Swiatek is actually the third best player. Not the ranking, but in performance. And so she knows she's struggling this year. So she said, okay, this year is not last year. Gauff can come on the day and defeat me. So I'm going to put in my best. And I like that mentality. Don't ever assume that just because you beat someone yesterday, you can beat them today.
Exactly.
So she's going to square up well. I just hope that Coco Gauff has learned the lesson because trust me, she beat this girl last year in the final. This girl was crying. I don't think she was crying because she lost. I think she was crying because of the manner in which she lost. So it entered.
It entered very, very much.
Right.
Well, let's see if it will be different this time. Maybe it will be, I don't know what time lucky for Coco Gauff.
I know, but Swiatek has bagelled in all her matches. Just bagelled people. In fact, there's one match she bagelled the person twice. So it's not a good place to be.
Not a good place to be. All right, let's talk golf, where the PGA Tour players were blindsided by news of a merger with the rebel Saudi-backed LIV Gulf on Tuesday that left them, fans, and politicians demanding answers.
Yes, so really huge one. So let's start this story from the beginning. Ha! The Bible never lies. I've told you, if you want to see the future, you have to read your Bible every day. You may not pray, but just read the Bible so you know exactly what the Bible is saying about people. So here is this PGA Tour, Saudi-backed LIV Tour comes out, and Saudi is throwing money everywhere, and they're doing,
in all sports. Right
yeah. Some
now.
people are saying they're sports washing. Other people are saying they're trying to come through rule the world through sports. Whatever it is, they're throwing money in sports and in all sports. And so they start a tournament, and they're giving millions of dollars. And some players, Phil Mickelson, moved for money, and people were calling them sellouts. They're telling them that they had no integrity, that they took money and sold their morals to do it. And Phil Mickelson was like, yeah, I took money because I'm going to retire someday and I need money, and then the likes of Rory McIlroy, Tiger Woods, they stayed with PGA and they backed PGA. They're like, we have to keep the integrity of the game. They were with the chairman and said we had to keep the integrity of the game. Like Tiger Woods was supposed to collect something in the region of Saudi-backed LIV Golf actually gave Tiger Woods in the region of $800 million and said, come play for us.
$800 million.
I don't want to convert it to Naira because I don't want to blow my brains. And then Rory McIlroy was offered $400 million. Both players were like, no, we are going to keep the integrity of the game. So, and those are the ones we know. There are other players that rejected money. Only for the PGA Tour chairman to have a secret meeting with the Saudi-backed LIV, and they came to an agreement and had a merger for corporate benefits. So it's money that is involved at the end of the day. They did it for money. Not only that, they now made the new CEO somebody from the Saudi-backed team. My head is busting. And so these players found out on Twitter. It was after they found out on Twitter that PGA Golf now decided, so that we'll try and make it a little formal, let's send them emails. So they found out on social media, and then, they now received emails later in the evening. So there was a meeting because there's a Canadian tour going on right now. And so players held the meeting, and they're demanding explanations. Now, I don't know if this will be the end of this, but ultimately what it means is that we left our money on the table because we wanted to keep the integrity of the game, and you went there and collected money and sold out.
I mean, beyond
that's it.
Beyond selling, I mean, you went there, you collected money, and of course, I'm heading into a Saudi.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, what was the point? Why were we fighting for the past 2 years to keep the game together? Why were we leaving? All of us should have just thrown away integrity and morals. Why are we here? And it's what I say all the time when it comes to, which is why I like what American sports, where the players' union are powerful. If the NFL owners do anyhow, lock out. If the NBA owners do anyhow, lock out. But you see, with Europe, they're not doing the same thing. So they're talking about European Super League here, the ESL in Europe. And the players are not even taking into consideration. You say, yes, so they can play Champions League and they can also play ESL. And the players are, how many bodies do I have? When am I going to recover? When I'm playing FA Cup, League, the league matches, games. Then I'm playing Champions League, then I'm also going to play for my country for either World Cup qualifiers or the Euro qualifiers, and then I still have to play for European Nations League and all the other drama. Where am I going to recover from? So all these big men are just businessmen, are just sitting down in the boardroom with their pot bellies making decisions that pawns are running around for. So ultimately, I think in Europe the players' unions need to get a little more powerful, get to sit at the table, because this deal, if these people don't strike, if these players do not strike, I'll be very upset with them. They have to get a cut of the pie. Let us know that none of us have integrity, but all of us have money.
Exactly. At least we'll have something.
Yes, we'll have something.
All right, it's time for us to take a quick breather. On the locker room on the other side, we'll take more stories and, of course, your messages as well. You can send them to us on WhatsApp on 0809 440 981.
To Nigeria's number
Come
one
on, stress me.
smooth
After selling out, it's the way the man said, I say I'm doing it for the good of the golf game. When did you know that the golf game was good? $800 million. Tiger Woods left it on the table.
The money that Nigeria wants to borrow from World Bank for this thing.
Oh. 800, nothing can make me. That's why when Benzema was in, I want to play for the love of. Right now, I'm a Real Madrid player, and I really love Real Madrid. I was like, oh dear, better collect your money and run.
800 million.
$800 million. That's in the region of.
What do I want to do again?
So it could have been $1 billion. It was in the region of $800 million. So it could have been $1 billion.
What do I want to do for this life again?
Yeah, I don't close, and he's already wealthy before. I just add more money.
Loco.
And take more sleeping pills. Hopefully, I don't drive when I'm under the influence. I'm sorry, it's the most ridiculous.
No, I mean, bearing in mind that precedent, they have to lose their minds.
And the players didn't know. They didn't know. But didn't know. Tiger Woods didn't know. At least even if you wanted to leave the other people out in the lodge, those two players who actually put their minds on the line. And Tiger Woods was one of the people that was helping them to, in the beginning, try to find a middle ground for the Saudi back league. Ashe, they found out on social media.
Snake bites.
That is why we
correct snake bites.
No, you give my 400 million first. Then we start the discussion from there. No. That's the first phone call that will bring me to the table. Hi Rory. We secured your $400 million. Can you now rally the rest of the players for a meeting? We'll collect that 400 million with Vex, but we'll not come. Nonsense, business people. At the end of the day, they will sell you out. Better be a businessman. I don't believe in it. That's why I don't believe in employee loyalty. I don't sell it. I don't buy it.
For those amounts of money?
Yep. I don't sell it. Look, I always tell people that the only reason you shouldn't move is if that place you're moving to doesn't look like there's job security. So like, if you're moving because they're going to give you 2 times your salary, but the company may not last more than 3 years. That's the only reason I'm telling you not to move. But that you should not move because you're loyal to one company. You better not tell me that nonsense.
Smooth breakfast.
All right, welcome back. We're in the locker room on Smooth Breakfast on Smooth 98.1. And yes, let's get to some messages from WhatsApp. This is from AGK. AGK says, there's nothing like blindsided PGA players in all of this saga with Saudi LIG Golf. The PGA has already collected their own money with this convergence. Players like an injured Tiger Woods who would have made cool $800 million easy as well as Rory McIlroy are the biggest losers.
Yes, sir.
He further adds, I agree with Tega 100%. Even with Fed Express and Nadal not around, I don't think people are really that crazy to see Djokovic when those two are around. I will still like to watch Anna Kournikova play instead of Novak.
Yeah, a lot of people. So you watch Novak based on who his opponent is.
Oh my goodness. He further says that there's a serious mental block with Coco Gauff and Iga Swiatek. It's 6-0 in favor of Swiatek and might get a perfect 7. Coco should make progress by not crying if she loses, for starters.
All right. So let's look at Cruz's message before we.
Right, let's take Cruz's message. Cruz says, I think all of us should just start thinking of how to retire with Saudi money. I think I need to do a personal assessment of my non-existent sports skills. Maybe table soccer will count for something.
Yeah, they're coming. They're coming. Don't worry. They're coming for athletics next, and before you know it, they're coming for every other thing you have. All right. So.
All right, let's talk about the Europa Conference League. And now West Ham United's Europa Conference League final against Fiorentina is the pinnacle of David Moyes' career, the manager said on Tuesday, as he called on his players to end the Premier League club's 43-year wait for silverware. Man, 43 years.
Yes, they've waited 43 years, but David Moyes himself has never won a major trophy.
Okay, that in itself.
Yeah, so he's not just begging them for West Ham. He doesn't really care.
For himself.
I say, look, I've managed to come to a final today. Please, my brethren, let me just win a trophy. But it's going to be a huge one. West Ham is taking on Fiorentina.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say this: the Italian sides have done so well for themselves. One Italian side in the Champions League final. Mm-hmm. They were also in the Europa final, even if they lost to Sevilla. The one that annoyed me about that Sevilla one was that UEFA is now looking into the decisions that Anthony Taylor made.
Since when?
Wait, now they are looking into decisions and they've seen a few errors, and he may not referee a major match. I was like, how does this give Jose Mourinho the trophy? I mean, just think about it. Who is going to benefit from this your investigation? Because everybody and their grandmother knew that you shouldn't be putting English referees in charge of major. I've said it. If I ever make it to the top of CAF and I see an African country play against another country and it's an English referee, I'll start to protest from the draws. No. EPL referee, no, it's per second that they used to do their own error. Per second. They're not biased. They're just not very competent. I'm sorry, we are not having this conversation. And so on that side, they also had one representative in Europa, and now they have one representative again in the Conference League. So they have representatives across board. And they lost Europa, and we don't know that they're going to win UEFA Champions League final, because we know who are the heavy favorites in that final. But this is an opportunity for the Italian Serie A to at least take one European trophy this season. It's going to be a tough ask. This is very new for West Ham in Europe, very new for them, for these players, and of course this is foreign ground for David Moyes. So it's going to be a tough one. I remember their last round, yes, they played brilliantly, but they came alive towards the end of the season. However, they haven't played real competitive football because the league ended
I think
last weekend, or
it last weekend or 2
weekends ago?
Yeah,
Sorry.
2 weekends ago.
So the league ended 2 weekends ago. So no competitive match for them. It's going to be a tough one to just switch back on. When everybody is going to Cancun for holidays, you're trying to get a trophy. Also for the Fiorentina players, though, they were not so impressive in the Italian Serie A. They leaked goals. I would say defensively they are questionable, and I think that's where West Ham can take advantage of them. It's a tough one to call, but if you ask me, based on the form of both teams and the players that they have, I think West Ham can pick this one. Yes, they'll concede, but I think they can score a goal. They can score more goals than Fiorentina and then take it. So we wait to see it tonight.
Wait to see tonight. All right, let's go back to what Tega, that's calculation that you didn't want to do. Cruz has done it for you.
No. Don't call it in Naira. Do not call that money in Naira.
Okay. Let me move on. Chumawi Victor says, good morning, guys. Please, if West Ham lift the trophy tonight, will you say they had a better season than my darling Arsenal and Manchester United, who finished second and third respectively in the league this season?
Wow.
This life no balance at all, as I am looking forward to hear Tega on Saudi FM 981. Okay, first of all, concerning West Ham, nobody really cares, because West Ham,
it's Conference League. They
nobody
won
really
the trophy.
cares.
They look.
Tega is West Ham. I can't be dragging with West Ham.
It's conference. Did you win European Cup?
No.
You competed. If I say Tega, you say you competed. You competed in 2.
Yeah.
You went to Champions League. They kicked you out. You went to Europa. They kicked you out. By the way, he supports Manchester United, so you know the club I'm talking about. Everybody just collect your sub. You went to Champions League. They kicked you out. They now demoted you to Europa League. They still kicked you out. Do you know what it is to fail in the class that they demoted you to?
Tega, that one is not new. My point is this.
Your point is
if it were a Liverpool that won,
no,
Chelsea, it's with West Ham.
No,
I mean,
Conference League is
I can't.
European trophies.
I can't be bothered.
They did better than you. If they win this Europa Conference League, you are finished on Friday.
Okay.
Read the next message.
We will be here. We'll be here. This is from, is there a name here? All right, let me take the message. Tega, who gave PGA integrity? Just because you are old doesn't make you honorable or give you integrity. This was how blacks couldn't play in the PGA Tour until the 70s. Why should they strike because PGA has been bought by the richer Arabs? That is racism, according to him. Tayo says, Howard Webb and company fighting for quota only to produce mediocre. If it's nothing, go and win it.
I tell you, I like it. If it's nothing, go and win it.
I'm telling you, I'm going to block.
And by the way, they're not striking because they're backed by Saudi League. They're striking because they were robbed. Because some of them would have made money from this Saudi League since, and PGA Tour didn't let them.
That's the annoying thing.
So don't make this about racism. It has nothing to do with the fact that they were bought by Saudi League. The fact that they were bought and they lost money. And PGA Tour is going to make their money, but the players will make their money. So have a little understanding of the matter, comprehension. All right. So let's read the next story.
Next story. All right, let's go to the Premier League, where Brighton's Alexis McAllister is set to make a £55 million move to Liverpool after the Seagulls gave permission for the midfielder to have a medical.
Oh wow. So tough one. Brighton qualifies for Europe and then they lose all their players.
That's like a theme.
You know, they lose all the players that brought them to Europe. This is beginning to look like Leicester City, and we know how that went for Leicester City. They'll be playing championship football next season.
Sad one.
But yeah, that's what it is. People are going to raid your club, and the coach knows. I think the board knows. I think what is most important for them is, as much as they're selling, they should also be looking to buy the potential. The thing about buying potential is you don't know how potential will turn out. But they have to do some buys in the market because it looks like they're going to lose McAllister, they're going to lose Caicedo, and those two people were
And Ciso probably.
and Ciso.
Ferguson probably.
Yeah, so you're talking spine of the team. Everybody else that Mitoma too.
Even Mitoma.
People are eyeing him side eye. So you have to do business in the market. I'm sure they know the realities of their situation. You perform that well in the season, and all of a sudden everybody's trying to woo your girlfriend. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to have to buy.
But that's the thing about Brighton. They seem to understand how to get these players who are not so heralded, but they come in and do a job. I mean, Mitoma, Caicedo.
Yeah, but that's what we said.
Even Ferguson.
That's what we said about Leicester. When they lost N'Golo Kante, we're like, they're going to replace him. 3 seasons later.
Leicester will have very, very bad market.
Very bad market.
Very
So
bad market.
that's what happens. All right, so let's do the next story now.
All right, the next story here. Let's head to La Liga and talk about our very own Samuel Chukwueze, who has been named the winner of the 2022-23 La Liga Santander African MVP Award, with the Villarreal star coming out tops after thousands of fans and some of Africa's top football journalists voted for La Liga's standout African star this season.
Yeah, I think he had a good season, and I think the game that really made people start saying, okay, it's a great season was when he played against Real Madrid. That was it. That was the turnaround. All this, he scored 13 goals, had 11 assists. We didn't see it before Real Madrid. He had those numbers, but that Real Madrid match was like, so this boy can play ball, especially after what he did for the Super Eagles. You're just like, where is this Chukwueze when he's wearing a green jersey?
It's a different Chukwueze.
It's a different Chukwueze that comes back home. So yeah, it was a good season, and the fans recognize and the journalists recognize it was a brilliant season for him. Now, the issue is to make that consistent,
exactly,
and also to bring it to the Super Eagles,
He
because
does.
that's my concern.
He does. His inconsistency has always been very maddening for me, and I hope he can, continue on this trajectory. All right, let's take another message from Cruz. Cruz says, so the PGA also went for Saudi money with all the mouth they made last year and harassing players. This life, no balance.
As in, no, like, you will not play this, you will not do this. Only for you to go and collect money in the back. Let's read Tayo's message.
Cruz says, Ayo, I pity you. We're here for Friday's banter. We're waiting for you. There's no problem. It's West Ham. I can't be bothered. Okay. Pastor Dapo says, good morning, Tega. And all I know is that Fiorentina is going to score the first goal. Whatever happens after that is soccer drama.
All right, let's round up with these messages, because I think we've spoken about Benzema. Charles Jose says,
emphasis on best African award. Is the La Liga trying to compensate for Vinicius plunder?
No.
Plunder or blunder?
That blunder. So that Vinicius blunder, they've already compensated for it. People have missed the point. So apparently, Spain will play against Brazil to fight against racism.
Okay, so the match will do the actual fighting.
I don't understand. This is the biggest sarcasm I've seen. Spain will play Brazil to stand against racism. That's Spain.
Tega, do you know what will be ironic? In that game, there's some Spanish fans do something similar again.
Exactly. That would be very annoying, because it's the most ridiculous thing. But you see how these people capitalize. I tell people all the time, this is not to say that you should be corrupt. This is not to say that you should go out and be stealing and be swapping people.
Disclaimer.
This is a disclaimer, and I've said it categorically. Don't be corrupt, don't cheat, don't steal. But I've often told people that corruption is not Nigeria's problem. It's not the issue that is making Nigeria where it is. I said it several times, because you are learning work when you compare yourself to your counterparts abroad. There was a racism issue, and somehow they have managed to use this racism issue to set up a friendly.
Boom.
Just like that. Money made for both confederations. And you are here thinking that you are the worst people. You will learn. You will learn sometimes. Chimabi Victor said.
It says Chukwueze should celebrate this while it lasts. And Ayo, I hope you won't miss that Friday show because of the banter. I'm going no, I will be here by God's grace. Friday, I'll be here, no problem.
This one is Tega. Why would
Tega, why would they lose money when they will still play in the new format?
they've already lost the 800 million? Now they are going to play like normal people.
They will not get that.
They will not get
now.
that money back. That
That's
money
fine.
was to woo them in, like sign-on fee. So they've lost their money now. They are only going to benefit from playing in the new money. But that original money is a loss. I say somebody was offered $800 million. It's not going to be offered again now. They've already signed his life away. Do you understand now? All right.
That's just sad. Tega, United did not play in the UCL this season. Oh, okay, that's true. That's true.
Okay, people didn't play.
Europa League all the way to the quarterfinals.
I thought people dropped.
No,
I
we
thought
didn't.
people dropped from Champions League too.
No, we didn't. Real Sociedad and co in the group stage. I remember now.
Okay.
All right, thank you for that.
Thank you for that. You
Austin.
saved him small, but he's still going to chop it. If West Ham wins on Friday today, you are finished on Friday. If I go come in on Friday,
Tega, I'm putting my armor on Friday. There's nothing that will happen.
All right. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for taking some of Ayo's time. Ayo, the studio is now yours. We'll see you on Friday. Prepare.
Yes, we'll
Put
see you.
on your armor.
I'm ready.
Or
I'm
better
ready.
still, just pray that Fiorentina wins.
All right, thank you, Tega. Do have yourself a great day ahead. And yes, we come to the end of the locker room. At 9 a.m. Lagos, we will be talking on Lagos Talks. You don't want to miss that one. Stick around and keep listening to Smooth 98.1.
Bringing both of you